Hi, my name's Stacie, and today we're going to be focusing on an adduction flows of vinyasa practice. I'm going to get you out of here in less than an hour. You're going to need one block for a prop or possibly a good book. We're going to be using this immediately. Make sure it's close to you on your mat. We're going to get started in child's pose, so go ahead and get your big toes to touch. And then we're just going to start breaking this down for a moment here. So you're going to reach your arms out in front of you, bring your knees to mats with distance apart, and then start to look forward. So curl your chest forward, squeeze your shoulder blades into your back, and then start to stick your hips and your thigh bones back. Good. Then from here, as you push the floor away from you, keep looking forward, keep curling forward, and then tuck your tailbone slightly, and then push down into the ground, push your tailbone back into your heels, and then slowly rest your forehead down to the earth. Once you're here, just begin to notice your body. Just start to notice the sensations that happen in your body as you just start to find this asana. Always take time in each pose to take a moment to settle in. And in your child's pose as well, you might even notice that you're starting to tense up in your shoulders and in your neck. So if you need to, you can start to just roll your forehead on the floor, gently massaging your temples. And then just start to notice as well your breath. So what is your breath doing? Is your breath hesitant? Just begin to slowly inhale, breathe into your upper back body, your rib cage, your lungs. Feel balance happening as you inhale. And as you exhale, draw your navel to your spine and feel your heart drop and feel your body melt in toward the earth. Deep inhalations, feeling your upper back, your lungs expand. Then your exhalation, draw your navel to your spine, soften the belly, soften through the shoulders. And just take about 5 more deep breaths here, just slowly building up into your back. Trying to breathe energy into the tight spaces, gently opening them up. Just continue to breathe. We'll be here for just 2 more deep breaths. Just taking 1 more deep breath. And then very gently, just start to walk your fingertips forward out in front of you. And then start to come up onto your hands and your knees into a tabletop position. Once you've come into a tabletop position, first place your foundation strongly beneath you. So place your hands directly beneath your shoulders, knees beneath your hips. Look down at your hands, spread your fingertips super wide, and then make sure that your index fingers are going to be parallel with the side edges of your mat. Then once you're here, you can tuck your toes under. You're going to take your block, and you're going to place your block between your inner thighs. And so from here, when you place the block between your inner thighs, make sure that there's enough space that if you were to lower down to the floor, the block is not going to touch the ground. Okay, so as you lower, just check for a moment. So lower down halfway as you bend your elbows, pause. Good. And so see how she has extra space here. So inhale, press back up. Good. And so bring your knees back directly beneath your hips once you're there. So it's kind of awkward. You're going to waddle a little bit here, and that's all good. And we're going to do a few rounds of cat-cow to go ahead and get your abdominals working. So on your inhalation, squeeze the block, reach your tailbone up, drop your hips, squeeze your shoulders back, and rotate from inner shoulder to outer shoulder. Look up. And then on your exhalation, tuck your pelvis, round your spine, move your block forward, and then inhale, drop your pelvis. Reach your tailbone up, pull your shoulders into your back, rotate from inner shoulder to outer shoulder. Then exhale, round. So squeeze the block, and as you squeeze the block, you're accessing Mula Bandha engagement, and then inhale, reach your tailbone up. Your block will move back, and then exhale, round. So we're gonna do 10 rounds of this. Just keep going, and as you exhale, really contract your abdominal muscles here as well. Good, 4 more rounds. Gently just moving and breathing. And try to slow it down too. Think of yourself as Gandalf the Wizard. You're arriving precisely into your pose only when you mean to. So just taking your own time to arrive. Just taking 1 more breath. And then very gently from here, you're going to begin to neutralize your spine on your inhalation. Then once you've finished with that, you're going to draw and press your rib cage to the sky. So slowly begin to neutralize your spine. Now reach your sternum straight forward here, and then you're gonna puff up your kidneys just slightly here as you draw your low belly in. Then you're gonna draw your rib cage closer toward one another, and then once you get here, you're gonna tuck your back toes under, squeeze the block, and then lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now, once again, rotate from inner shoulder to outer shoulder, and then pull your hands into the floor here like you're trying to split the mat apart with your hands. And then press the floor away from you with your hands as you push back into your heels. Then we're gonna focus on engaging your quadricep muscles. So try and lift all 10 of your toes if you can. Even if your heels are lifted, just trying to do this is going to help you release your heels toward the floor. It's gonna engage your leg muscles and keep them active. Now on your next inhalation, you're gonna draw your navel in toward your spine. You're gonna undulate and roll your body forward into your plank pose. So come to the top of a plank, shoulders over your wrists, lift the backs of your ribs gently, and then reach your sternum forward. On your exhale, lower halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana. Keep your shoulders lined up with your elbows, and then inhale, come up, cobra or upward facing dog of your choice. Untuck your toes, rotate from inner shoulder to outer shoulder, squeeze back. Then exhale, draw your navel to your spine, lift up, press back, downward facing dog. Very good. And then once again, press the floor away from you with your hands. Lift and knit your ribs closely together. We're gonna do one more round of those. So inhale, slowly roll and undulate your spine forward. Good. Sternum forward, tailbone reaching back. Exhale, bend your elbows, lower halfway. Try not to let your shoulders drop below your elbows. Inhale, swoop up, cobra or upward facing dog. Squeeze your shoulder blades back, gorgeous. And then exhale back, downward facing dog. All right, so here's where it's gonna get really fun. We're gonna slowly start to come into our traditional sun salutation A's. So inhale, come high onto the balls of your feet. Now you have a choice. Look forward between your hands, and you can either waddle to the top of your mat, or go ahead, spike your hips up high, pull your shoulders over your wrists. Look between your hands, pull your hands into the floor, and then slowly exhale, step or float to the top of your mat. Nice. And then inhale, extend your spine flat back. Squeeze your shoulder blades on your back. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rise all the way up. Keep squeezing the block. Exhale, bring your palms to your heart center. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, gently fold. Inhale, extend your spine, flat back, draw your navel in. Exhale, plant your hands, step, waddle or lightly float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Good. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pause for a breath or two. Slow down your breathing. Check in on your legs. Move your thigh bones back, and then inhale, come high into the balls of your feet. Shoulders over your wrists. Look forward, pull your hands into the floor, waddle or hop to the top of your mat. Good. Inhale, lengthen, extend. Exhale, gently to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your sternum. Inhale, reach it out and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step or shoot it back. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're gonna do one more round of Sun Sal A. So on this round, you're gonna take your time. Inhale, rise high onto the balls of your feet, shoulders over wrists, pull your hands into the floor, step or hop to the top of your mat. Nice. Inhale to extend, exhale to fold. Inhale, slowly come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your sternum. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, slowly fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step or shoot it back, Chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale. Once you've come into your downward facing dog, go ahead and hold it for about 3 breaths, still holding onto the block. Slow down your breathing. Soft eyes, soft jaw. And then you have a choice of losing that block or your book by either just releasing your inner thighs for a moment and having a block baby, or you could just grab the block and gently release it. And nice little block baby right there. All right. On your inhale, so pretend your block is still there. So now we have adduction going on. We understand how it's supposed to be working. Inhale, lift your right leg straight up and back behind you. Flex through your foot, spread your toes. Now, as you're flexing through your foot, you're gonna pull your left hip back, and it's like you're pushing against a wall behind you. So really push into my hand, Heather. Good, now, keep this activation. Exhale, cross your right knee, touch your left elbow. Keep your hips high. Try to bring your right shin parallel with the floor. Inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right tricep. Press your knee into your tricep into your knee. Inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale, curl your knee into your forehead. Round your upper back, press the floor away from you. Bring your heel up into your hip, and then slowly step it through. Drop your left knee to the earth. Keep your back toes tucked. So now pretend you have your block. Squeeze your inner thighs in towards your midline. So squeeze in, and then inhale, reach your arms up. Anjaneyasana. Good. Once you're here, you're gonna push your right heel into the floor. You're gonna draw your side waist in, and then you're gonna curl up through your sternum. Then you're gonna bring your arms out in front of you just slightly at a 45-degree angle. Bring your palms together. Hook one thumb over the other, push into your fingertips. Squeeze your shoulders back, so plug in your shoulders, lift through your sternum, and then slowly lunge into your right leg a little deeper. Inhale, reach up. Breathe for 3 breaths. Opening up into your large hip flexor, your psoas, right here on this side. And then squeeze your left shin in towards your midline, so come more onto your left big toe. And then here we go, take an inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Inhale, step back, strong plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale. Take a breath. Pretend the block is still there. See if you could lift all 10 toes, pressing your heels back. Inhale, reach your left leg up. Good, keep your pelvis level. Pull your right hip crease back, push back through your left heel. Exhale, cross your left knee, touch your right elbow. Try to bring your left shin parallel. There we go, inhale, reach it up. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Keep your hips super high. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, knee to your forehead. Round your upper back, curl it in, kick your heel up into your hip, step it through. Drop your right knee to the ground, keep your back toes tucked. Then squeeze your inner thighs first, pretend the block is there. Then inhale, reach your arms up, good. Then bring your hands out in front, press your palms, squeeze your finger pads together, pull your shoulders back. Good, then lift up through your sternum, reach up through your fingertips, look up to your hands. Lunge deeper. Keep squeezing your inner thighs towards your midline, and squeeze your shoulders back, take a deep inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down. Inhale, step back, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Nice, exhale. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Okay, inhale, come high into the balls of your feet. Pull your shoulders over your wrists, bend your knees, step or kick your heels up into your hips and float to the top of your mat, nice. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your sternum. Get your big toes to touch, heels slightly separated. Bend your knees, sit your hips low, Utkatasana chair pose. Bring your hands together, hook your thumbs, similar thing. Pull your shoulders back in, lift up through your sternum, knit your ribs in close, and then reach up through your fingertips, very nice. Sit low into your heels, breathe deeply, and just gently press your knees together. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale to extend. Exhale, just fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. One last time here. Exhale, hands to your heart. Now moving into Malasana, bring your feet to outer hips width distance apart. And then once you've got here, spin your heels in and your toes out. Okay. Now once you come down, we're gonna go ahead and bring our hands to our sternum. You're gonna squat down slowly. Now, a lot of the times people just kind of hang out and they're just like, I'm just chilling in this pose. But we don't want to do that today. So what we're going to do is you're going to bring your hands together and you're going to press your elbows into your knees, squeeze your knees into your elbows so that you get a lift. So pretend like there's a block there. Then tuck your pelvis slightly, good. Lift up through your sternum and lift your hips a little more. Now lift all 10 of your toes. so that you're not pronating on the inside edges of your feet. You want all 10 toes lifting here. Squeeze into your elbows, elbows into your knees. Keep lifting up through your pelvis. Keep lifting up through your inner thighs, and just smile. Enjoy the ride. Life gets you into awkward situations sometimes. You just have to deal with it. Lift all 10 of your toes. Squeeze your shoulder blades into your back. Press your knees into your elbows, elbows into your knees, and then push your heels into the floor so that your hips lift, and then tuck your tailbone slightly. Now reach your arms up to the sky, make little fists like you're a little sumo wrestler, and breathe here. Push the floor away from you with your heels. Lift your hips a little bit more. Engage your belly, draw your ribs in closer. For 3, breathe. For 2. For 1. Bring your hands down gently, spin your big toes in slightly. Lift your hips and exhale, fold your belly and ribs over your thighs. Go ahead and grab opposite elbows and dangle for a few breaths. You can nod your head yes, no, no, yes. Release your arms back down. Inhale, extend your spine, lengthen forward through your sternum, and then spin your heels in and your toes out again, because here we go. Another malasana, garland pose. So bring your elbows into your knees into your elbows, squeeze in, push down to the floor through your heels, lift all 10 of your toes. From here, reach your right arm out to the side, press your right tricep into your right knee, then inhale, reach your left arm open to the sky. Now, your left hip usually wants to pull to the right, so pull your left hip back and your right hip back in space. Then, did your toes start to come down? Lift all 10 of your toes again, push down through your heels. If you would like to access a bind from here, reach your right arm around the front of your right shin, and then reach around with your left arm and interlace your fingertips. Squeeze your shoulder blades back, and then pull your left hip forward a little bit more and your right hip back. Good, keep the breath consistent, just 2 more breaths. We've got this. Check in with your legs, check in with your heels. Inhale, retrace your steps to come out open, and then bring your hands to your heart. Lift up, and then open up. Reach your left arm out to the side. Inhale, reach your right arm to the sky. Push down through your heels, scoop your tailbone, and then pull your right hip back. If you want that bind, reach around the front, interlace, clasp your hands. Now, if your right rotator cuff, your deltoid spins to the floor, then do not access this bind. So spin your chest open, squeeze your shoulders back, breathe. Take 2 more breaths. We're almost done. Keep your toes lifted, and then slowly inhale, open up. Exhale, hands to your sternum. Bring your hands down, spin your toes in. Exhale, fold over your legs. This time, interlace your fingertips behind the base of your skull, and then let your elbows fall to the floor just to release your cervical spine. Good. Take a nice soft bend in your legs like Heather did, and let your belly and ribs release over your thighs. Take 1 more breath, and slowly exhale, release your hands all the way to the floor. Keep a soft bend in your knees, tuck your chin into your chest, roll up like a rag doll, stack 1 vertebra over another. Interpretive dance yoga. Slide your shoulders down and back, palms facing forward. Exhale, hands to your heart sternum, or to your heart center, Anjali Mudra. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, extend. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float back through your vinyasa. You can always bypass this by going into downward facing dog as well. Remember, take your time. Remember Gandalf. Okay, inhale, reach your right leg straight up and back. Flex your foot, spread your toes, keep your pelvis level. Exhale, step your right foot forward between your hands. Good. Spin your left heel down at a 90. Spin your left toes in just slightly now. Bend your right knee to a square. Reach your left arm forward and up, Virabhadrasana 2. Now, squeeze your shoulder blades together into your back. Lift all 10 of your toes so that your inner thighs start to engage. And then pretend like you're pulling your mat together with your legs, with your heels. And then keep the breath consistent. Draw your low belly in. Good. Yeah, and adjust your legs as needed. Okay, we're gonna hang out here for a few breaths. There is a lot of leg work that is happening right now, but that's okay because we wanna understand the way the body works. Make sure your right knee is not caving in or out on you, so make sure your knee is directly over your ankle. Then take an inhale. Exhale, either bring your right forearm to your right thigh, or if you have the flexibility, bring your right fingertips to the floor outside of your right foot. So as you bring your right hand outside of your right foot to the floor, you can push your knee into your tricep and your tricep into your knee to make your leg work. Then reach your left arm up and over your left ear. And then as you extend, you're gonna plug your shoulders into your back and try to bring your bicep towards your cheek. Then spin your left pinky finger down toward the floor and then extend through your fingertips. Hold this here and breathe. Now, knit your rib cage close together, draw your low belly in, and then how long can your right side get? Take one more breath. Then, reaching up with your left arm, inhale, reverse your warrior. Bring your left hand down your left leg. Reach your right arm up, any variation. She's catching a bind here. If you bind, push your hand down into your thigh. Lengthen, take a deep inhale. Then exhale, straighten your right leg. Good, and then bring your arms out to the sides. Parallel your feet. Spin your big toes in slightly. Squeeze your shoulders into your back, and then bend your elbows behind you. Clasp your palms. And then make sure your hands are squeezing together here. So start with bent elbows first. Then as you squeeze in, go ahead and start to extend your arms only if your hands stay together. If they break apart, keep your elbows bent. Then exhale, tip forward, lean forward, and come all the way down. Wide angle forward bend. Draw your ribs in close together, knit your waist in, and as you exhale, see if you could tip forward a little deeper. You'll lean forward more into the fronts of your feet than you will leaning into your heels, because this way we're getting more length in the spine. We're getting more traction. Then engage your quadricep muscles so your kneecaps lift by pushing down through the outer edges of your feet. Take 2 more breaths. That's nice, Heather. That looks awesome. Okay, on your exhalation, bring your hands to your lower back first, then release your hands to the floor. Bring your fingertips and palms flat and line them up with your big toes. Inhale, press your hands into the floor. Reach your chest forward, curl your chest forward. As you do this, squeeze your shoulder blades into your back. Good. Lengthen forward through the crown of your head, and then tip forward into the fronts of your heels a bit more. Good. So you're getting a nice lengthening here in the spine. Then scoop your tailbone just slightly. Good, take a deep inhale. Exhale, fold back in. Then inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, pivot over the front of your right leg. Drop your left knee to the ground. Keep your back toes tucked. Inhale, reach your chest forward. Exhale, pull your right hip back, straighten your right leg. Flex your right foot and dig your heel into the floor, Ardha Hanuman. If you have your block and you're tight in your hamstrings, feel free to use it. Okay, and then from here, inhale, lengthen your sternum forward, squeeze your shoulders back, and then draw your low belly, and exhale, soften, possibly bending your elbows, possibly not. Okay, if you start to bend your elbows and you're starting to round in your shoulders, back off and just stay on your fingertips and reach your chest forward. This will protect your hamstring and your lower back. So take 3 more deep breaths. And notice what your face is doing if you're making a stink eye, okay? Notice if you feel like you're constipated right now. Soften, smile, last breath. Good. Then inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend into your right knee. Tuck your back left toes under, lift your left knee away from the floor. Walk your hands forward, lift your left leg up, standing splits. Take your right thumb into your right hip crease, pull your hip back. Level your pelvis and bring your hands down. Fold. Then, as you bring your hands down, flex your back foot just like we were in that down dog. Activate this leg, okay? And then you can bring your right hand down, Heather, if you'd like. Take 1 more breath. Then inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, cross your left foot over your right foot. Line your pinky toes up with each other. And then exhale, gently fold your belly over your left thigh. Let your head and neck relax. Take 1 more breath. And then inhale gently to extend your spine. Exhale, uncross your feet. Bring your feet beneath your hips and parallel them. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your sternum. All right, inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold it down. We're setting up for Bakasana Crow Pose. Inhale, extend your spine. Bring your big toes to touch, heels slightly separated. We're going into our Utkatasana chair pose. So bend your knees and then slowly sit back into your heels. Reach your arms forward first, palms together. Cross your thumbs, pull your shoulders back. Then inhale, reach up. Now, staying here, you're gonna lift up onto your toes. So lift your heels. Good. Now, drawing your sideways in. Keep your belly strong, and then slowly exhale, come all the way down. Good. Staying seated here, focus on your core engagement. Then once you're here, open your knees out to the sides, push your inner arches of your feet together, bring your hands down in front of you. Now work your elbows out to the sides, make yourself into a tiny little frog person. Okay, once you've done this, snuggle your armpits or triceps into your knees and bring your hands down, shoulder width distance apart. Once you've done this, look forward, rock forward. If you look down, you're gonna go there. Rock forward, lift one or both of your toes. Now, instead of keeping your hips high though, Heather, see if you could drop your hips with your head. Good, and then pull your chest forward and then straighten your arms. Good, push your big toes together, squeeze your inner thighs, think adduction like that blocks there. Then step or shoot it, back chaturanga. Nice. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Very good. Take 3 breaths to slow yourself down. One more breath, nice job with the feet. Okay. We have a left side. Inhale, reach your left leg up slowly. Keep your pelvis level, exhale, step your left foot forward. Spin your right heel down. Your right toes will face in just slightly. Reach your right arm forward like you're shaking someone's hand. Bend your left knee to a square. Push down through your feet and come up. Warrior 2. Then neutralize your pelvis, okay? Draw your tailbone down. Lift up through your sternum, squeeze your shoulders back. Now take 2 more breaths here. Push into your back right foot to engage your back right leg. And then exhale, bring your left forearm either to your thigh or left fingertips come outside of your left foot. Swing your right arm up and over your right ear. Keep pushing into your back right foot. And then spin your left ribs open to the sky. Try to put your right bicep to your cheek. Keep the breath consistent. Hold it here for 2 more breaths. You reverse your warrior. Right hand down your right leg. Push down into your back right foot. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, straighten your left leg. And then bring both arms out to the sides, parallel your feet. Then lift up through your sternum. Lengthen. Interlace your fingertips the opposite way. Bend your elbows, squeeze your hands together, and then draw your tailbone down, belly and ribs in, lift up, inhale, exhale, fold. Push down through your feet. Squeeze your shoulders back. Take 2 more breaths. See if on your last exhale you could fold a little deeper. And slowly exhale, hands to your lower back. Then bring your hands to the floor. Remember, line your fingertips up with your big toes. And then bring your hands to shoulder width distance. Push your hands into the floor, reach your chest forward, lengthen. Then squeeze your shoulders back, curl, curl, curl. Scoop your tailbone slightly. Take 2 more breaths, push, 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 lengthen. Then exhale, fold. Inhale, gently extend. Exhale, walk over your left leg. Drop your right knee to the ground. Squeeze your inner thighs. And then inhale to extend your spine. Good. Exhale, take your time, pull your left hip back. Straighten your left leg. Flex your left foot, dig your heel into the ground. And as you dig your left heel into the ground, it's like you're trying to pull your left femur bone back into its socket, okay? So just breathe here. Acknowledge anything that comes up, either positive or negative. Maybe this is a pose you get really pissed off in. I hate this pose. So just listen to your body and just know that it's okay. 2 more breaths. Last breath. Now inhale, slowly bend into your left knee. Lift your back right knee away from the ground. Walk your hands forward. Standing splits. Push down through your left heel. And then take your left thumb into your left hip crease. Pull it back. Bring your hands down and slowly fold. Squeeze your shoulders back. Make sure if you look at your right knee, it faces directly to the floor. A lot of times people's hips will rotate open like this in this pose, but we want to keep your pelvis level to protect your sacrum. Take one last breath. Push down through your left heel, lift your right leg a little higher. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cross your right foot over your left foot. Line your pinky toes up and fold. And you can nod your head yes, no, no, yes, especially if you start to get kind of cray in the eyes. Good. Then inhale, extend. Exhale, uncross your feet. And fold, let it go. Okay, inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, just step back to a plank pose. We're almost there. Shoulders over wrists. Now, hold this for a few breaths, pretending like you have your block. So draw your low belly in again. Reach your tailbone towards your heels. Chest forward, lift the back of your skull. Then come onto your forearms. Forearm plank. Good. Now, bring your feet to hips width distance apart. Spin your heels both down to the right. Good. So you're on the razor edges of your feet. Reach your chest forward, low belly in. Breathe. So now we're stimulating your organs, your digestion. Take one more breath. And then slowly exhale, come back to center. And then come over to the left. Keep your hips high as your shoulders. Curl your chest forward, look forward. Breathe. Good. Slowly come back to center. Walk your feet up towards your elbows, moving into dolphin pose. Then push down for your forearms, squeeze your shoulders back, push your forearms into the floor, press your chest back and let your head fall for 3 breaths. Pull your elbows into the floor just like you're in handstand. Then exhale, child's pose. Come on down. Give your deltoids a rest by bringing your arms alongside your hips with your palms facing the sky. Slow down your breathing. Take one last breath. Now take your own time. We'll meet in downward facing dog, so just take your time to get there. No need to rush. Always let your body talk louder than the instructor. Just rule of thumb. If your body feels like it needs to rest, don't just pop on up. Do what you need to do to rest. Last little thing, opening into the iliotibial band, getting a little more twisting. Inhale, reach your right leg up behind you. Exhale, cross your right knee, touch your left elbow. Place your right foot on its razor edge. Spin your left foot down. Push down through your right hand. Peel your chest open. Drop your head back. Breathe. And then spin your heart open. Squeeze your shoulders back. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly bring your hands down. Now listen up. You're going to flex your right foot. You're going to come onto the left balls of your toes. So lift your left heel to vertical. Drop your right hip to the floor. Now, you're gonna flex through your right foot like you're pushing your foot into a wall. Push your left toes into the ground so that your chest rocks forward, and then walk your hands a little bit to the right. Then knit your ribs in, so scoop your pelvis. And then exhale, either bend your elbows or thread your left arm underneath your right side and rest your ear to the floor. And breathe. Good, so keep the breath consistent. So if I were to come around and touch your foot, you'd be pushing into my hand and resisting it. Good, and she's doing a great job. Just take 2 more breaths. Last breath. And slowly take your time, place your hands beneath your shoulders. Tuck your back toes, lift your right leg up, and just set it down, downward facing dog. Take a moment, readjust your shoulder placement, your hand placement, your feet. We're gonna work with the left side. Inhale, reach it up. Flex through your foot, keep your pelvis level, pull your right hip back. Exhale, cross your left knee, touch your right elbow, and then place your foot on its razor edge. Spin your right foot down, push down through your feet, and then open up. Breathe. For 3. Lift all 10 of your toes if you'd like. For 2. Deep inhale. Exhale, hands down. Then, slowly slide your left foot down, maybe invading your neighbor's space. And then push your toes, your back toes into the floor. Reach your chest forward, and then lift the backs of your ribs to the sky slightly. And then exhale, walk your hands to the left, and possibly folding or possibly threading your right arm underneath your left side. Bring your hands directly beneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, engage your leg, downward facing dog. All right. Take 2 breaths. And inhale, come high into the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, look forward, step or lightly hop to the top of your mat. Nice. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, fold and let it go. Inhale, just lengthen one last time. Exhale, just fold. Inhale, slowly come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart center, Anjali Mudra. Close your eyes, check back in with your intention if you set one for class. Come back to your own stillness and peace. Here we go. Bring your arms alongside your hips. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna work in towards shoulder pressure pose. I'm gonna give you guys different options to modify, okay? So you can stop at any point. So you're gonna bring your feet to outer hips width distance apart. Try to keep your feet facing straight ahead, so parallel. And then from here, you're gonna bend your knees, and I'll show from side angle, and then Heather will show you from front view. Okay, so from here, you're gonna bend your knees, and you're just gonna bring your hands to the floor. And then I like to lift up one of my heels. So take your right heel. So Heather, you're actually just gonna be kind of like a forward fold more so than anything. There we go. Yeah, don't work so hard yet. There we go. So she's ready to go. Lift your right heel. Take your right hand, reach it inside of your right leg, grab the back of your right calf and push your shoulder underneath your leg. Push into your calf and then set your heel down. Then lift your left heel. Take your left arm inside of your left leg, push, and then set your heel down. Now keep pushing into your calves. We're just gonna go into a forward bend from here. Squeeze your legs into your shoulders, straighten your legs, and curl your head back. And breathe. Good, so keep squeezing. If you'd like to catch a bind, you can even reach your arms around here and even rest your hands on your lower back. Keep squeezing your legs into your ribs. Keep pushing your feet into the floor. Take 2 more breaths. Nice job, Heather. Last breath. And then very slowly, exhale, release. Just place your hands, inhale to lengthen, exhale, fold. Grab elbows, dangle for a moment. You get a lot of tension out. If you want to do that neck variation, you can go there. Okay, here we go, switching it out. Here we're building toward Tittibasana. So we're gonna access that the same way. Lift your right leg or your left heel up, take your right arm inside of your right leg. Grab the back of your calf and press into your calf. Work your shoulder underneath and place your heel down. Then lift your left heel. Grab the inside behind your calf, work your shoulder underneath, place it down. Then place your hands, once you get there, you got it, it's precarious. So you're gonna place your hands on the floor, okay, shoulder width distance apart, behind your heels. Then you have to look forward, your chest is gonna rock forward, and you're gonna kind of sneak your feet together and cross one ankle over the other. Okay, so flex your feet as you do this. Squeeze your shoulders on your back, chest moving forward, good. And then separate the legs, Tittibasana. Breathe, chest reaching forward, hips moving back. Bend your knees, move into crow. Maybe, and maybe not. Maybe stepping back, maybe going through vinyasa. But adjusting your hands, of course. And then exhale, down dog. Okay, from here, we're gonna come to the floor. Come all the way down onto the mat. Bring your legs out in front of you. Flex your feet toward your face, spread your toes. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, tip forward, hinge forward. If you start to round in your back, bend your knees and grab the outer edges of your feet. Now pull on your feet, pull your chest forward, look up. Exhale, fold. Bend your elbows out to the side, squeeze your shoulders back, and bring your forehead down toward your shins. Take 3 more breaths. And then inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, bring your hands slowly back in. Lean onto your right hip. And then cross your left foot outside of your right leg. Now, if your left hip is lifted, like mine, extend your right leg forward out in front of you and flex your foot. Then take your left fingertips behind you, moving into a twist first. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Then exhale, twist from your belly, cross your right elbow to your left knee. And breathe. Squeeze your shoulders into your back. You're welcome to catch a bind option like Heather's doing here. She's grabbing right now her knee with her right hand, or you can also thread your arm underneath, but only do binds if you're used to those and you're comfortable doing them. Each inhalation, create length and extension in your spine. Each exhalation, twist from your belly. Take 1 more breath. Then inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, look over your right shoulder with a wistful gaze. And then gently follow your twist over to the right. So counter twist. Inhale, extend your spine, lengthen. Exhale, possibly bending your elbows and bowing. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, come back. Now moving into Gomukhasana, cow face pose. So you're gonna stack your knees one on top of the other. If you have knee issues or concerns, cross your left shin in front of your right shin. Now you need to flex your feet in either pose. So see how Heather's feet are flexed here? Flex your feet, pull your toes back towards your shins. We're making little cow ears, okay? Then we have a little cow mouth, okay? That's what we're doing here. So bring your fingers alongside your hips. Inhale, sit up tall. And then exhale, start to tip forward. And then just fold. And just let your head and neck go. Just like let yourself hang out here in your upper body, but just make sure your feet are flexed to protect your knee joints. Take 2 more breaths right here. And inhale, take your time. Walk your hands beneath your shoulders. Lift up. And we're almost there. Keep this crossing if you can. Bring your left fingertips out to the side and just kind of creep them over to the left. Then bring your right hand to your right hip, spiral your left ribs open to the sky, and then you can possibly bend your left elbow, and then reach your right arm up and over your right ear. Try to touch your bicep to your cheek. Doing this will pull your shoulder into your back, and then spin your chest open. Flex through your feet, squeeze your inner thighs, pretend like there's a block there. Take one more breath, and then inhale, slowly lift yourself up, and then exhale, lean back. Inhale, extend your legs again. Slap the backs of your knees. So let your feet hang out. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, this time just kind of round. Your palms are gonna face the sky, and you're just gonna fold. So you're just kind of like a little snail, just sort of like hanging out in a shell. This is a good pose for anxiety. If you're feeling anxious, you can come here. Just kind of chill. You can move your head around, just release your neck. Just take 2 more breaths. And inhale, extend, slowly roll back. Moving into the left hip, so leaning onto the left hip. Cross your right foot outside of your left thigh. And see if here you can even root down through your right sole of your foot, okay? Once you're here, bring your right fingertips directly behind you. Inhale, sit up tall, and then reach your left arm up. Exhale, twist from your belly, cross your left elbow to your right thigh. If accessing this twist is too difficult as well and you're feeling a strain, you can just hook your left elbow onto your right knee and just twist from there. Deep breaths. And remember, if you bound on the other side, do so on this side. Take 2 more breaths. And inhale, so tall. Exhale, look over your left shoulder. And then come to a counter twist on your left. Walk your hands a little out to the left here, and then inhale to extend. Exhale, possibly drop your chest down, possibly not. And then inhale, come up. Last one, going into Gomukhasana. Stack your knees one over the other as best you can. Flex your feet, spread your toes. And then from here, inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, slowly start to tip. And just fold. You might notice one side is a little more pissy, so just kind of acknowledge that. This side is kind of making me a little angry, so I'm just gonna breathe and get through it. And just check in with yourself. Acknowledge the asymmetry in your body. There's never anything that's the same on both sides. We're not typically symmetrical, so do acknowledge that and be okay with that. Last breath. Very gently walk your hands in on your next inhale. Press up. Keeping your feet active. Last time, walk your right fingertips slightly out to the side. Take your left hand to your left hip. Rotate and revolve your torso. Possibly bend your right elbow, and then reach your left arm up and over your left ear. And if you're doing this at home, maybe you'll find a nice bookshelf to push your hand into to help push your books back into place. Squeeze your shoulders back, revolve and spin your chest open. Take one last breath. And slowly inhale, lift up. And exhale, unleash. And then bring your legs out in front, just slap the backs of your knees one last time. Just kind of get some blood flow back in. And then just reach your arms out like little zombie arms. And then exhale, round down. Come onto your back. Bend your knees, bring your feet mats width distance apart, and then let your knees cave in like a little kid doing a potty dance. Then open your arms out to goalpost or cactus. And then take a deep inhale from here. Exhale, slowly drop your knees over to the left. Flex your feet, spread your toes, and look over your right shoulder. If you'd like to add on and this doesn't hurt your knees, cross your left ankle above your right knee. But do be sure your feet are flexed and that they're not just hanging out, so flex them. And then see if you could push your left elbow into the floor and twist your left ribs a little more to the right. And breathe. For 3. For 2. For 1. And slowly exhale, uncross your ankle first. Bring your feet back to mat's width distance. Inhale, come back. Exhale, windshield washer, wiper over to the right. Look over your left shoulder. Flex your feet, spread your toes. And then possibly cross your right ankle above your left knee. But remember, if this pulls on your knee, back off, okay? And breathe. Deep breaths. If you need to, push your right elbow into the floor, deepening the revolution of your rib cage over to the left. Take a deep inhale. Exhale and cross your right ankle. And then inhale, come back to center. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall open. Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined cobbler's pose. And just take one hand over your belly and one hand over your heart. Or you can also place your hands onto the tops of your thighs and press your thighs down as well. So there are different variations you can work with. Just close your eyes, soften in. And we'll finish off with just something to help neutralize our sacrum. So just go ahead, bring your legs back together, and then bend your knees toward your chest. Interlace your fingertips around your shins, flex your feet, and then you're gonna push your knees forward into your hands so that your arms start to straighten. So tip your pelvis forward. So push your knees into your hands. There we go. So push it. And then your low back is going to arch away from the ground as you do this. It's going to neutralize your sacrum. So keep pushing your knees into your hands. And slowly exhale. Just draw your knees back in toward your chest. And then you can massage your kidneys gently from one side to the next. Just kind of giving your low back some love. And then just coming back to stationary, exhale, curl your eyes into your knees. Give yourself a nice loving squeeze, possibly kissing both of your knees if you need extra love. And then exhale, release. Shavasana. You're going to bring your hands alongside your hips with your palms facing the sky. And then you can walk your hips closer toward the front of your mat if you need to just kind of get your lumbar spine a little longer. Walk your shoulder blades closer together on your back, on your chest to open up. Just allow your breath to soften. Allow your tongue to release away from the roof of your mouth, allowing your jaw to relax. Allow your eyes to sink into the back of your skull. From here, you slowly allow your breath to deepen. You can allow any sort of natural awareness return to your body by wiggling your fingers, your toes. You can roll your head from one side to the next, just kind of releasing your neck. And slowly just start to bend your knees up toward your chest with your feet flat on the floor. And then reach your right arm overhead. Then exhale, just slowly roll over onto your right side and then just come to a rest there. Just let everything drip down. Feel yourself becoming more grounded again, more rooted into the earth. And just rolling a little closer toward the ground, pushing down through your left hand, and just coming up to a nice comfortable seat of your choice. And you can either bring your hands in your lap, You can bring your hands to your heart center for Anjali Mudra. And just honoring your practice and the work that you put forth. Just knowing that your practice is a continual journey that you explore and that we are changing and evolving every day. And so sometimes we have to remember to practice today so that we can practice tomorrow. Slowly bring your hands to your heart center for Anjali Mudra. Press firmly into your hands. And then bring your thumbs to your forehead, to your third eye, and just bowing in honor of your practice and of your own journey. Namaste.